Started. Okay, so if you haven't downloaded your notes for today, please go ahead and open your Schoology. You can see that on your screen right now. All right. So you can see that on your screen right now. Um, mute all. Yes. Okay. Admit. All right. So we guys have L1.2 multi-step problem solving. Let's do that. Open in another tab. Questions in the chat box, please. Thank you for asking that, Louise. Yeah, we will have time later on. I'm just kind of reshuffling the order because last time people needed more help. So instead of doing the warm up at the beginning, let's just do it at the end. So people who need help will have that extra time to kind of ask questions. Thanks for reminding me. hmm I'm opening the L1.2, lesson 1.2 multi-step problem solving. We are not going to finish all of these today. I just somehow, planned for the whole week just in case we get time to do them. Okay. It's still loading. I should have opened it before, huh? So it's not. Okay. Now, while waiting for the notebook to load, please mark off on your calendar September 3rd. That's tomorrow. That's when the grading window opens for the first progress report. That's why today at around, 10:45, we will stop with the lesson and we will make sure that you guys catch up on your work in Schoology. So I will go over, you know, the the grades or the column one by one without showing your percentage. Okay, so you will see which ones are blank, and we will make sure that we get them done um, as soon as possible. Erlinda, could you do me a favor? Could you please type your name? I mean, type your question in the chat box for now. Thank you. Um, then let me just open this. Mhm. Okay, so I shared my digital notebook with you because I'm sure some of you, okay, need help as to what goes to page what and so on. So now that you guys have a copy of mine, you can actually copy and paste from from my digital notebook. That's a very good question. Does Delta Math go in your grade? Yes, honey. It's the independent work or the Delta Math grade. So pretty much every grading period, I copy your average out of 100%. Thank you for asking. All right. Okay, so today we're gonna get started. So we'll have time to do makeup work, and I can help you more on that later on. In the notebook that I made you open, please go to page 16. Go to page 16. All right. Okay, so we'll try to do the examples, and then we're going to leave the try this section for you to do over the weekend. Okay, so let's do it. So first, I want to show you where you can type your responses. So if you click in this big box over here, it will actually allow you to write or type. Okay, and that's by using a text box. So we want to get started. Let's copy the original problem, which is negative 243 equals negative 9 parentheses 10 plus x. I'll give you about 10 seconds wait time. Already? So now we're going to distribute the negative 9. Distribute the negative 9. So that means we copy negative 243 again, and then negative 9 times 10 will be negative 90, right? And then negative 9 times x will be negative 9x. So minus 9x. Okay. So now we want to get this by itself. So we want to leave the negative 9x alone. So we have to toss the negative 90 to the other side. And when you do that, you have to change its sign, right? But let's bring down the negative 43 because it was there first. Okay, so when you're wondering, oh, which one do I write next? Well, you know, we write first what was there originally. Okay, and then the negative 90, we're going to change it to plus 90 is equal to, we're just going to bring down the negative 9x. Okay, so since 243 and 90 have different signs, we subtract them. So we get the difference, which is 153, but we take the sign of the bigger number. So negative 153 is equal to negative 9x. All right. And to get the x by itself, we're going to divide negative 153 by 9. Um, thank you. It is. Thanks, Aiden, for answering Erlinda's question. Okay. You guys are very helpful. Cool. So I'll leave the chat open, and then if you have questions, just type it in. All right. Okay. So this one will become 17 is equal to x after dividing both sides by negative 9. But, we don't stop there because we want it to be in standard form. What does that mean? The x has to be on the left side. So we just flip them around, right? So x is equal to 17. There you go. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So this is for the first question. Now, in the second example, you see a fraction. And maybe you're wondering, all right, I can't write fraction here, correct? So I'm going to show you what you can use when you're doing homework and you need to type up some fractions. Um, you go to another tab and open Desmos graphing. Desmos graphing. I will also send the link in the chat so everybody could just click on it. And I'll wait about 30 seconds to give you some time to prepare that. I'm being more mindful of my wait time today because last time I felt that some of you felt a little lost. Some of you felt that I was going too fast. So I'm being mindful of my speed today. I would appreciate feedback. Like, that's a lot better, or a little more wait time, please. Okay. Okay. Um, you got it? Maybe a simple yes or got it in the chat will do. Hold on, got it. Yes, according to Juliet. Yay, some of us got 2 decimals already. I'm waiting about 10 more seconds so those who are still working on it can also find it. Got it. Awesome. What about the rest? If I don't see anything in the chat, I will assume we're good to go. All right, cool. So let's try to kind of memorize what we're going to write. It says 8 plus b over negative 4 is equal to 5. Okay, so if I forget, just remind me. So 8 plus b over negative 4. So let's do it. In the keyboard, 8 plus, press B, and ignore whatever comes out. We're not going to use them yet. To turn that into a fraction, you find the slash, and there you go. It automatically turns it to a fraction. Okay, so once we're on decimals, what do? We're typing this one now, Roberto. Let me know if you got it. Okay, so 8 plus, we're copying the problem we're solving, b over, and then negative 4. To make the over, you put the slash, and ignore whatever comes out, like the add sliders. We'll use those later on. Okay, now you have to move your cursor to the rightmost middle. So you have to press the arrow to the right. See? So originally it was down here, but now you have to move it over there to the middle portion. So you have to press the arrow to the right. Press your equal sign. Okay, and then I think it's equal to 5. And don't worry too much about making a mistake. If you make a mistake, you see this X button here, you know, just click on X, right? Uh-huh. I wish we could just click on X so COVID would go away, right? Okay, so let me just see if I copied the problem correctly. Yep, we copied it right. Okay, cool. So now how are we going to solve it? So first, since this is a fraction, we can't do anything with it yet. So that means we have to take the 8 away. So the 8 will move over here on the right and switch its sign. So on the next line, let's do it again. B slash negative 4, arrow to the right, 5 minus, oh, I forgot my equal sign. Come on, Miss Arciaga. Equals 5 minus 8. All right. Either click enter or click on the next line. Both will be okay. So 5 minus 8 will actually be negative 3. So b slash negative 4, arrow to the right, equals negative 3. Okay. And now we just have one last step. We have to get rid of this guy at the bottom, right? If it's at the bottom, it means we divided. So we have to do its opposite. So what are we going to do? We're going to multiply this guy to negative 3. And you will get an answer. B equals, so negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. And just ignore these for now. We don't need them yet. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your magic tricks again. You have to take a screenshot. Okay. You have to take a screenshot of this one and paste them on our notebook. Okay, here we go. I'm going to paste it over here. All right. So maybe you're wondering, Mr. Arciaga, we're doing this on the notebook you sent us today. So how are we going to add it to our own notebook? That's a good question. Okay.
All of the color is purple.
That's good, honey.
The other one's pink and red.
Thank you. Okay, so if you're wondering how you're going to move these to your notebook, simple. You will open your notebook and you will just go to File and then Import Slides. And just follow the instructions that pop up on your screen. So this will be your best friends. File, Import Slides. So you don't have to copy one by one. So pretty much it will add the slides, number 16, and all the rest that we will do here on your own notebook. If you got confused, don't worry. We have Monday support days and we can help you with that. All right, so these are our examples. We're going to leave the try this section for you, okay? And we're going to move on to the next slide. I'm not gonna give you any Delta math homework over the weekend because I want you to practice on your digital notebook. Because next week when we come back, we're going to have our first quiz on this one. Okay? All right. Now let's move on to slide 17. I'm gonna open my chat because I'm gonna ask you several questions. My first question being, what are consecutive integers? Give me examples of three consecutive integers. For example, 9, 10, 11. They are consecutive integers. Now, your turn. Type your responses in. Oh, I envy my 4-year-old. They're done with their Zoom, huh? Okay. All right, guys. I'm waiting for your responses. Give me examples of three consecutive integers in the chat. My examples were 9, 10, 11. It doesn't let me write anything in the chat. You sure? Okay, they were able to like write in the chat over here. Oh, you mean the notebook? I don't know, honey. Please be more specific so I can help you. Oh, the notebook. Okay, you go to file and then make a copy for yourself so you can copy it. Yes. If you want, you can only copy the slides that we're using, like 15, 16, 17, 18. You can also do that. Uh-huh. Okay, guys, in the chat, I'm waiting for your examples of three consecutive integers. Three consecutive integers. In other words, my example earlier was 9, 10, 11. So can you guys give me examples? Give me your own examples. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yep, that's what we're looking for. So how about consecutive even integers? Consecutive even integers, just like what we see over here. There you go. 2, 4, 6. Very good. 2, 4, 6. Awesome. Okay, so going back to my question, if you gave 2, 4, 6 as consecutive even, can you tell me by how much they're growing? Ooh, 7, 8, 9, Enrique, will be the consecutive integers, right? That's very good. Now, Enrique, can you give me consecutive even this time? Even, consecutive, even. For example, Leia's and Aiden's were 2, 4, 6. Okay. So, what other examples of consecutive even can you have? I can have 10, 12, 14, right? So by how much are they growing if they're consecutive even? Henry, very good. That's odd though, honey. Like 1, 3, 5 are odd numbers. So those are consecutive odd, and we also need that. Thank you for giving us that. So combining Leia's, Aiden's, and Henry's responses, by how much do odd and even numbers grow? By how much do odd and even numbers grow? By how much do they increase? How much are they apart? By 1? Leia, I think that's for Enriquez 7, 8, 9, right? So they grow by 1 if they're consecutive integers. But I was asking consecutive even. By 2, very good, Aiden. So they grow by 2, right? Like 6, 8, 10. So 6 plus 2 is 8. And then 8 plus 2 is 10. So they grow by 2. And going back to Henry's 1, 3, 5, to get to 3, 1 plus 2 is 3. Then to get to 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. So Aiden is right. They grow by 2. I wanted you to understand that conceptually because right now we're going to translate your answers to symbols. So let's say, for example, n is the first even integer. Okay, so remember you're going to like click in that box again so you can type n is the first even integer. According to Aiden, they're growing by 2. So that means to get the next even integer, I'm going to add 2. So n plus 2 will be the second even integer. All right? But then they grow by 2 again. So that means I'm going to add 2 more to the original 2 that I have. So 2 plus 2 will now become 4. So n plus 4 is equal to the third even integer. There you go. So just from the idea that odd and even integers grow by 2 or increase by 2, we came up with, oh, that's a first. It's like your 1. And then to get to 3, you have to add 2, right? 1 plus 2 is 3. And then if n was 1, 1 plus 4 is 5. So that's how you get your 1, 3, 5. But in symbol, you write n plus 2, n plus 4, okay? So the pattern continues. The next one would be n plus 6, n plus 8, and this is true for whether they're odd or even, okay? So you can use this representation whether the integers are odd or even. My notebook still isn't working. Can I send it to you? Yeah, honey, that's fine. So whichever works for you right now. In fact, somebody also asked me yesterday, Miss, can I just write on my physical notebook, and then when it's time for you to check, then I'll just take pictures of them and paste it on the notebook. I was like, whoa, of course, definitely. That's smart. Um, yeah, huh? So you can do that, honey. Whatever works for you, I'm all for it. Okay. All right. I'm just kind of, I also want you to kind of learn some tricks in your computer because, come on, sooner or later, you guys will be making your college applications, and you will be making your applications to community college or to your jobs, and you have to type, you have to write, on your computer. So you're not going to remember all the math stuff I teach you, but, you know, skills, that's more important, right? Okay. So, according to the problem, there's 4 of them. So, what do you think will be the fourth um, even integer? What am I going to write next? N plus what? What should be my next number? I need help. What should I type over here? 6. Very good, Leia. That's awesome. Okay, that will be our fourth even integer. Okay, so now I think we're ready to write our equation. So let's write our equation now. We're going to add all of them. So how do I know that I'm going to add them? Because according to the problem, the sum is negative 52. So that means just add all of them and make it equal to negative 52, right? So let's see. How many n's do you see? That's one n and another n and another n and another n. So how many n's altogether? I need help in the chat. Let's try again. There's that's for the first and the second and the third and the fourth. 4, very good. So 4 and Justin, awesome. And Leia, awesome. Yay! Oh, here's my 4-year-old, like rainbow colors for today. Yay! Good job, Mimi. Okay.
On the colors that
Awesome. Okay, so all right, so 4 and now let's add the numbers. Let's add them up. That's 2 plus 4 plus 6. So how much altogether? 12. Very good, Leia. Okay. Very good, Justin. That equals, according to the problem, they make a negative 52. So let's write that down. All right. So from a wordy problem, from a declarative sentence, we were able to write an equation. Okay, so now let's do this. We need the n alone, so toss the 12 over. So 4n equals negative 52. Then 12 becomes negative. Okay, can you now give me the answer from there? Let's try. Come on, I'm rooting for you. You can do this. And then after this, we're going to stop because I want us to have some time to do makeup work.
watch on your phone.
Can you watch on my phone? Okay, here, honey. Mommy's busy, all right? Thank you. Okay, so what's negative 52 and negative 12 together? Add them up, add them up. That will be negative what? Negative 64. Awesome, Leia. Okay, so now we're going to do something with the 4. So what are you going to do with the 4? To get the n by itself. N equals, if you divide negative 64 by 4, what's the answer? Awesome, George. Negative 64. Okay, so now let's divide them. What's negative 64 divided by 4? Okay, we're waiting for negative 64 divided by 4 here. What would that be? Negative 16. That's awesome. And that is the final answer. But it says find 4 consecutive evens. So let's write down the final answer. The 4 consecutive even integers are, we start at negative 16. What's the next one? Do we go negative 14 or negative 18? Hmm. Let's think about that. Because we could go either way. We could go negative 18 or negative 14. Yes, Leia, because the second is you add 2, so it's 2 more. That's great, honey. So negative 14, and then negative 12, and then negative 10. All right, we guys did it. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to stop right here. I am not giving you any Delta Math homework, okay? Because I just want you to practice on the right-hand sides of slides 16 and 17, okay? All right, remember, we have a quiz next week, so that's why I'm going to ask you to work on those as practice. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears a little bit because as I've mentioned earlier, can you show me 16 one more time? Okay. All right. So just like what I mentioned earlier, the grading window is opening tomorrow. So I will apologize in advance, but the I will be showing the grade book without the final grade. So it's just your name and the blanks for those that are missing.
Say hi,
Okay, I'm gonna
Mommy.
stop my screencasting now so
Say
it doesn't
hi,
get
Mommy.
recorded.